What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bold Business. I'm your host, Philip Michael, and let's get right to this week's trends. Now, trend number one, a lot of big companies get called out for talking about politics and social issues. Just recently, the Las Vegas Raiders posted a tweet in reference to George Floyd's death after ex-officer Derek Chauvin was found guilty of his murder. Some people think that businesses should just stay out of it and be completely neutral when it comes to politics and other touchy subjects. A company like Ben & Jerry's gets a lot of customers because of their outspoken voice, but they also lose a lot of people. I'm not a very outspoken political guy, but as an entrepreneur, this is what I think. And again, I was watching something on ESPN where they talked about why NFL ratings had dropped. And the consensus seemed to be that when people watch sports, they watch sports for sports, not necessarily for the political side of things. I understand that it brings a platform to speak about the political side of things, but again, sport is almost an escape for the political stuff. For businesses, there's some similarities, but it's also a little different. Again, your objective is to render a service or give a product to a customer. You can have a voice, but it comes with the caveat or the risk that somebody might not agree with you, and you can create a division within your customer base. So remember when Michael Jordan said, when they asked him to say, hey, why aren't you more outspoken about civil rights issues? He said, Republicans buy shoes too. So it is one of those things. What do you do? Damn if you do, damn if you don't. For me, I try to speak to, as an entrepreneur, to our mission, to what our goals and collective goals can be versus dismissing what may prevent those goals. Just focus on the solution more so than the problem. But we do absolutely need to foster conversation wherever it can take place. So again, I pretty much said a lot without saying anything. I am neutral on that, but I'm always pro helping those that need to have a voice. But again, it's all about what are you into, who do you think should have a voice, and the marketplace will adjust and respond accordingly. It just is what it is. Now, trend number two, a federal judge has ordered that all homeless people living on Los Angeles Skid Row must be offered housing by October 18th, 2021. Last year, a federal lawsuit was filed by several citizens, business owners, and community leaders who said officials failed to address the homeless crisis in Los Angeles. In the city, there are full city blocks lined with tents and makeshift shelters, and people are tired of it. Before the judge's ruling, Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti announced his budget for the next fiscal year would include $1 billion dedicated towards homelessness. But now it seems like his timeline is moved up. Now, this to me is music to my ears. Homelessness is a real issue. And again, I may have my perspective skewed because I grew up in a country, Denmark, where there really is no poverty. The system takes care of everyone. Education is free, and some would call it like extremely socialist. I get that. However, there are a lot of issues that come with homelessness, too many to mention right here in this short broadcast. And I do think with the amount of money circulating around, with the taxes that are being paid by big corporations relative or compared to that with people who make a lot of money in the private sector. Obviously, they pay a lot more. You pay around 50% of taxes if you make a lot of money, but a big business don't pay anything at all. I'm not saying they should bankroll the cure for homelessness, but I do know that if you responsibly and strategically allocate your funds, there has to be a solution to this problem, whether it's more shelters. I don't pretend to have the solution. I'm not that smart. I just know that there have been tougher problems solved before. So them saying, you know what, by October we will fix this, or at least attempt to, that's music to my ears because it's better for everybody. And at the end of the day, these are human beings that need help. These are human beings that need help. And yes, we must, take care of ourselves, and I get all that. But a lot of these people with mental health issues, people that come from post-traumatic stress disorder that really need help. There has to be something that can be done to take care of these people without cannibalizing the other aspects of society, and also making it easier for the local businesses to do their business, because it does become a nuisance for the businesses and the potential customers. It drives customers away. It is what it is. So happy to hear that. Awesome. And I'm rooting for them. Now, trend number three, Steve Forbes says that with stocks climbing in price and possible inflation coming around the corner, investors should look elsewhere to park their money. He suggests investing in gold, oil, and energy equities instead as a hedge against inflation. Is this a good move for new retail investors? Well, gold traditionally, historically, typically has been a favored place to store your money to maintain value for your capital. and again as a hedge against inflation. Now, with the I don't even want to say resurgence, although you can, but it's so early that it's just, let's just call it the rise of Bitcoin. Bitcoin went from being something we talked about replacing money, as a currency. It's now seemingly moving in the direction of being a crypto asset, almost as a digital equivalent of gold. Now, I get why Steve Forbes says what he's saying, because that's typically what you would want to do. Alternative assets, gold, things of that nature to protect yourself from cash dwindling in value. Now, Bitcoin seems to be the digital equivalent of that, like I said. And there's a number of, think of gold as the premier precious metal. Then you have the less precious metal that is silver. And then you have bronze and copper and so on and so forth. You're seeing something similar evolve and form in the crypto space. You have the gold, the golden standard of crypto, which is Bitcoin. Then you have Ethereum, and then you have, when you go down the rank, right? So, is Steve Forbes wrong? Historically, no, he's not. But does that mean there aren't any digital equivalents that could serve as a hedge against inflation? It seems that there is, and there's a lot of big banks and a lot of big influential people and a lot of wealthy people that are making that bet as well. And with the rise of crypto over the past year or so, there seems to be something to that trend. So let's see how it goes.